Rachel. I'm the community liaison for the Tri-State Chamber of Commerce, and I'm sitting here with Olivia Nivala of Pike Acupuncture and Wellness.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Her office is located at 104 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2C in Milford. And let's get started. Now, you have L.AC attached to your name.
Yep.
What does that mean?
That stands for licensed acupuncturist.
Ah, okay. And how long have you been in business for?
So we have been in this location for just under 2 years. We opened in August of 2021.
Okay. What made you decide to go in this kind of business?
My goodness, is that a rabbit hole question?
Sorry.
No worries, but the roots are very deep. I felt like I was born to do this kind of business. Growing up, my mom's best friend was an acupuncturist, and she was a fantastic mentor to me.
Okay.
She was one of the first licensed acupuncturists in Florida as a woman in the 70s. She was grandfathered in, and she was the breadwinner of her family, and her husband was a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she would come to all of the family friend functions and talk about all of the incredible success stories that she had, and I was just so inspired. So when I was 16, I started working for her, after high school,
Okay.
and it's just been a love story with acupuncture ever since.
Oh, wow. Now, what made you decide on this location for your business?
So on a macro level, I moved from Miami, Florida in 2019 to be closer to my mom as she was going through some health struggles. And on a micro level, I chose Milford because it's kind of the epicenter of the tri-state area, I feel. Everyone from, Port Jervis and Montague and Dingman's and Chohola, Milford is a meeting ground. So while I was looking for the perfect office in the entire tri-state area, once I saw this one, it was just perfect for our needs, and I love Milford so much.
Now, did you grow up around here? Or?
No, I grew up in Miami, Florida.
Oh,
Yep, I was
okay.
born and raised there, and then came up in 2019 to help take care of my mom.
Oh, okay. Now, the next question is, can you take me through your workday from the beginning to the end of the day?
Okay, so I show up to the office, coffee in hand, and we have a little bit of a huddle before the patients start rolling in. And we'll talk about, any special considerations for what rooms patients are going to be in, anything that we need to talk to patients about or remind them, or, just touch base. And then at 9 o'clock, all of the patients start rolling in. We have anywhere between 4 to 6 an hour, and we treat from 9 to 12:15. And it's just one lovely patient after the other. I treat a wide variety of conditions, so throughout my day, I'll see pregnant women. Like just this past week, I had a pregnant patient whose baby is breech and we're trying to flip. I've got neuropathy patients. So I see a wide age range and a wide variety of different types of people. So throughout the day, I get to have lovely conversations with awesome patients and help them along their path to healing. I usually see them more than once a week, so we get to know each other pretty well. So whenever I come into the room, it's just like talking to old friends. And then I'm going from room to room, putting the needles in people, instructing, my receptionist and my technician of how better to help our patients and any changes I'm making to the original plan of their treatments. And then before you know it, it's the end of the day, and we're talking in our post-shift huddle about all of our success stories for the day, any special considerations that came up, anything that my patients told my staff that I might not have heard, and we prepare for the next day.
Okay. Now, what are your hours?
Our first patient comes in at 9, and our last patient comes in at 12:15.
Okay. And what kind of services do you offer?
So, this is Pike Acupuncture. So acupuncture is kind of the meat of what we do. But we also do a wide variety of different integrative medical modalities like ozone therapy or microcurrent therapy or herbal medicine. Really, whatever is required for a particular patient. I have a large toolbox that I carry in, metaphorically, in the day, and we just do whatever the patient needs to do.
Now, next question is, what do you hope that the business brings to the tri-state area?
So while the tri-state area is such a wonderful place, I hear from my patients that there's kind of a gap in the healthcare industry. A lot of doctors have left the area in the last years, and they're having trouble getting, the care and relief that they need. We specialize in chronic complex conditions that haven't responded to more traditional therapies. So we're kind of like the last resort with the best results for a lot of people. Things that are, difficult to treat in Western medicine, like neuropathy or fibromyalgia or failed lower back surgery cases, they come to acupuncture last. So my goal is to give people hope who have been everywhere else before and have kind of been given the answer by their doctors that they either just have to live with their pain, or it's all in their head, or they might need surgery. So I really want to spread the message that there is another option.
Okay. Next question. How do you see the tri-state area for a thriving business like yours?
I love this place. It was kind of a rough transition coming from Miami back in 2019. But I've come to love the slower pace of this area. But even in, say, the 4 years that I've been here, I've seen massive growth. And it's becoming so hip and full of open-minded and wellness-minded people in all parts of the tri-state area. The tri-state area is very diverse. You've got Milford and Port and Montague, even, Dingman's, if you're going to go that far. So there's so many different, types of places. So I just think it's great.
It's definitely a big change coming from a city of Miami, where there's a lot of things happening, to a much slower pace in the tri-state area.
It was tough at first, but I found that there are a handful of people in the tri-state area who are trying very hard to create things to do, like the open mic nights, what Milford Hospitality is doing with all of the new restaurants and activities.
Okay.
That I think that if you look hard enough, and if you're willing to drive half an hour to an hour, there's a ton of stuff to do. It's just an adjustment.
Okay. Now, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself doing exactly this, but hopefully with a family.
Okay. Where do you see the tri-state area in 10 years?
So that takes me back to what I was saying about how the different parts of the tri-state area are so diverse that I don't know if I can talk about it as one unit because they're all so different. I see different things for Milford than I do for Port Jervis, than I do for Montague and Dingman's. But overall, I do see tremendous growth. And I've seen it even in the time that I've been here. So 10 years from now, who knows? I mean, with Milford Hospitality and in Port, with the Front Boutique Hotel, excuse me, and, what Renee at Foundry 42 is doing, I think that there are a lot of people who are finding out about the tri-state area and all of these little towns, and they're hidden gems right now. But I see lots of people coming in and investing in these towns and creating cool little businesses that I could easily see Port Jervis becoming like New Paltz in 10 years with like lots of, little speakeasies and boutiques and fun activities. And Milford is, just so beautiful with all of the outdoor recreation that we have going on here. I see awesome things in the next 10 years.
All right, so I've been talking with Olivia DeBala from Pike Acupuncture, and it's located at 104 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2C in Milford, PA, and the phone number is 1-570-832-8600.
Thank you.